So I guess I want to get into Jean-Paul Sartre a little bit. Um, I guess I'm not going to get into being nothingness yet. I want to talk about the transcendence of the ego right now. Transcendence of the Ego is a book that he wrote, and there's one big thing in it that I want to discuss, which is very important. It has to do with Husserl's philosophy and phenomenology. Now, what Husserl does in his phenomenology is he uses a transcendental ego. This transcendental ego is a essence. It's the essence of the human self. It's the essence of the idea of the human self. So, what that is just whoa! I just figured that out. I'm sorry. Anyway, what that is the transcendental ego is sort of the ego cogito is in the Cartesian meditations. Husserl uses the I think therefore I am a lot. He uses the essence of the self, the thinking self, as an essence. He uses the transcendental ego as a essential self, and he thinks of the self in that way. Now, this is what Husserl uses for his phenomenology. He uses it for all his phenomenology, and this is what a lot of his phenomenology has to do with. But then we have, later phenomenology, existential phenomenology, and people like Martin Heidegger and Jean-Paul Sartre, and as well as Maurice Merleau-Ponty. And Merleau-Ponty did a big thing about the body also, which we'll talk about soon. But the thing is that with the transcendental ego, we have a bit of a problem here, is what Sartre says. Well, according to Sartre, we have two possibilities of what we can do. Now, phenomenology is about essences. So I can understand why Husserl would sort of go towards the idea of a transcendental ego, which is the essence of a thinking self, and is a stream of consciousness, which is the essence of the stream of consciousness is the self. It's the transcendental ego. Now, so what Jean-Paul Sartre says, he says that we have a sort of ego, a self, which is a essence of the self, or we have the stream of consciousness. This stream of consciousness, which is just the idea of being conscious of something, and the idea of intentionality as I understand it and as I see it. Because the whole question is, do you have a sense of yourself? Do you have a sense of yourself? Let's say when you are born, do you have a sense of yourself, who you are? Or do you just have the sense of you being intentionally conscious of something? So, but I think that when people are born, they don't have senses of themselves. I mean, they know that they're intentionally conscious of something. They're like a baby is probably really cold when they come out of there, so they're intentionally conscious of their being cold and their loss of warmth. So what that is just intentional consciousness of that. There's no sense of self there. There's just that stream of consciousness. So I think I'm gonna have to go with Sartre. And what he says in the Transcendence of the Ego is that we should not do this sort of essence with the transcendental ego here. We should just, well, what the fuck am I watching? I don't know. anyway. But basically, what Sartre says is just that we should not use this transcendental ego. So we should just think of it as a stream of consciousness, which I think that's true. So I guess I want to do that little quick video. Tell me what your thoughts on that. If we're going to do some sort of epistemology or epistemological investigation of, or some sort of consciousness investigation about consciousness or about justification or whatever, and we have to do this little methodological part here. What is which way we're going to go towards a stream of consciousness without any real essence, or are we going to move towards a essential transcendental ego? Which one would it be? I'm not sure, but I would think that it would have to be the stream of consciousness. Now, there's nothing against Husserl here. There's just the fact that I think that it's probably better if we recognize that there's not really a sense of a self, because there's a intentional consciousness of something, which is essentially a stream of consciousness. There's no ego there. So that's my thoughts on it. So I don't know. Tell me what you think. Would you favor sort of transcendental ego, or would you favor just a regular stream of consciousness, which you're going to do some sort of investigation in epistemology or language or metaphysics or whatever? Hopefully not metaphysics. Please no metaphysics. Jeez, no. So I don't know. Tell me what your thoughts are. Sorry, this is in all black and white, by the way.